This episode of Phone Buff is brought to you by Carbonite. Start your free trial at carbonite.com with offer code PhoneBuff and get 2 bonus months if you decide to buy. What's up guys, David here, and welcome back to another episode of Phone Buff Q&As, the show where you ask me on Twitter and I answer, and I ask you on Facebook and you vote. It's really as simple as that. This week we'll be talking about innovations on the Note 3, the mysterious Nexus 5 looking device we saw in one of Google's videos, 4K content on 1080p screens and vice versa, and what Android UI you guys like the most. Let's go ahead and get started. Myron asks, what feature on the Note 3 would you consider the most innovative? That's a good question. There are a bunch of things you could consider to be innovative on the Note 3, like its inspired design with its stitched backing and paper resembling sides, the fact that Samsung was able to fit in a larger 5.7-inch Full HD screen without making the device any bigger than the Note 2, the ever-evolving S Pen which just keeps on getting more and more features and, dare I say, more practical, and the fact that the Note 3 comes with a whopping 3GB of RAM. But out of any of the things I just mentioned, I would have to say that the 3GB RAM is probably the most innovative because the Note 3 is the very first smartphone to have that amount, and I think having 3GB RAM is going to make the multitasking experience, which is already good on the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy Note 2, just downright amazing on the Galaxy Note 3. It'll also probably help the Note 3 run a lot smoother than the S4, considering how much RAM TouchWiz actually takes up. Bernardo asks, what is your opinion on the mystery device's looks, be it the Nexus 5 or not? Okay, so this question from Bernardo was a response to the picture I tweeted of the alleged Nexus 5 that was seen in Google's KitKat Android statue unveiling. The mysterious phone showed up at about 38 seconds into the video where a Google employee was holding it, taking a picture of the Android 4.4 mascot. What makes me think it was the Nexus 5 is, for one, it said Nexus on the back and clearly it wasn't the Nexus 4, nor was it the Nexus 7. 2, it showed up in one of Google's very own videos. And 3, Google went on to later pull down the video from YouTube, which to me makes it look like they accidentally put the phone in the video. Now, it could just be a prototype, but if the Nexus 5 does come out looking like the phone we saw in the video, I think I'd like it, honestly. I mean, the Nexus branding is spelled across vertically on the phone, just like it is on the Nexus 7. Judging from the size of the thing, it looks like it'll house a 5-inch or so display, and that matte black look on the back cover is something that I personally just really like. In fact, that's how I customized my Moto X here, so yeah, I like the way it looks, and I think it probably was the Nexus 5 we saw in that video, and I guess we'll find out for sure in a couple of months. Miranda asks, I was wondering about 4K. Would I notice the difference between watching 4K videos on a 1080p screen or watching 1080p videos on a 4K screen? You wouldn't really notice the difference in watching 4K videos on a 1080p display since the content is being downscaled to fit the screen, but you would definitely notice the difference in watching 1080p videos on a 4K screen since the content is being upscaled and doesn't really take advantage of every pixel. But the main thing to remember here is that this is only when you're comparing 1080p content to 4K content on that 4K display. Meaning regular 1080p content shouldn't look any worse on a 4K display than it would on a 1080p display. Hopefully that makes sense. I asked you via PhoneBuff.com's weekly poll, which Android UI do you like the most? And I can't say I'm surprised at all that the biggest chunk of you at 42% said you like stock Android the most. Coming in at second place and just barely edging out Samsung's TouchWiz was HTC's Sense with 23% of the vote. TouchWiz was really close though at 22%, with LG's and other manufacturer UIs sharing the remaining 10%. When it comes to UIs, I usually prefer stock Android like most of you since it is Android the way Google intended it to be, but from time to time, I do like having a manufacturer UI on my phone since they do add value in certain areas where stock Android just doesn't. And if I were to choose one manufacturer UI over the rest, personally, I'd go with HTC Sense. Sense 5 just runs buttery smooth, which isn't something you can say about all manufacturer UIs, and it adds a level of customization to the phone like the HTC One that stock Android can't really match, and I actually really like the look of it. So those are my reasons why I like Sense. Why do you like the UI you voted for? Let me know down in the comments below. Alright, that's it for me and this week's episode of Phone Buff Q&As. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It always helps out. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter so next time you can be part of the show. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so I can see you guys in the very next video. Thank you for watching.